Okay, so this is just an overview of our ride up in Cave Creek, and we drove around Black Mountain, a very pretty ride. There was a very little shoulder on the south side of the ride in the loop that we took, but the rest of the roads were very good for cycling. However, when I say that with very little shoulder, the cars gave us plenty of room. The entire loop was only 8.65 miles, and with all the stops that we had for traffic lights and that, it was only like 39 minutes long. So we left early in the morning because the temperature gets up over 100 degrees during the daytime during this time of the year. So we left around 6:40, and the weather was perfect. You might notice all these huge saguaro cactus around us. We're about 1/5 the height of the one that we were just looking at back there. So if you look at the graph, the first part of this ride is going to be all downhill. Then we're going to turn left, and you won't see it. This is a big shopping center where we turn left, the Walmart, and others, a couple other stores. But they're hidden by all the desert scenery, and it's kind of nice. It doesn't look like a business area while we're there. Once we turn left, we're going straight uphill for the next half of the ride, and then the final quarter of the ride is basically downhill. The slope was gentle, from 2 to 4%, mostly 2% when we started going uphill. However, you'll notice we're going downhill here. We're not pedaling, just coasting at 19, 20 miles an hour. So, according to the chart on the right, it's minus 1%. And for a change, the temperature is pretty close. It says 79 degrees. That is pretty close to the temperature while we were riding. So I just wanted to show this video so you could see all the surroundings. And so I'm going in circles with my GoPro Max 360 camera on a regular basis so that you can see all the sights that we saw. And most of the downtown area, look at the size of those saguaro cactus. Anyway, most of the downtown area was much more of I'm not sure what you want to call it, but a tourist trap maybe. They were selling all sorts of little gadgets, large cactus, anything, I guess, for the Arizona desert scenery. But what's unusual here is having the cactus grow all the way up to the top of Black Mountain. And it was really weird seeing them go all the way up to the very top, because there's not a lot. And there's a lot of areas to ride, but most of the riding, I guess, out here would be more dirt or gravel riding. And I'm not planning on going anywhere but on paved surfaces. So in terms of climbing, we only climbed 381 feet, and our elevation varied from 2,048 feet up to 2,367 feet. in a way, that's not a lot, but understand all the climbing is done in a matter of 4 miles. Again, that's not great for mountainous riding, but it's at least a good exercise for a short ride. So the entire ride, the mountain was to our left, and I don't know how clear it's going to be on this video because one, we're looking into the sun on to our left this way. I think you'll see it much clearer. On this side of the hill, of course, it's kind of shaded. When we get on the other side going back, I think you can see things a little clearer. So the other thing you'll notice on this ride is, if you see it, most of the homes are actually hidden by the Sonoran Desert, and they're spread out quite a bit. So even though you're living in a community, these are huge lots separating all the homes, so they kind of just blend in. And most of the homes are single-story homes with flat roofs, so they're hidden in the back. And so these trees and bushes do a very good job, and you have to look close for the homes for that. And traffic at this time of the day was really light, but I suspect this time of the year the traffic's much lighter. We did notice that a lot of the businesses, not a lot, say a third of the businesses we came across were actually closed for the summer. So I'm assuming that we're now outside the real tourist season. And if I didn't mention, basically we're using a timeshare of our sons. They couldn't use it, so they handed it off to us, and then this is the time frame that the timeshare had. So we kind of got stuck in. The only good news is that this is one of the cooler years, so that instead of being around 110, we're down around 102 or 3 degrees during the day. And the mornings are somewhere around 73 to 75. But you'll notice that it's basically not a cloud in the sky. And the only thing breaking this normal scenery is you have the telephone poles alongside the road here. Otherwise, just a complete Sonoran Desert type scenery. There's the exception. There was a house there with a roof, and we did see them, but they would tend to be only a few homes like that. They're probably the newer ones. Most of them were the Adobe type homes. We a flat roof. The place that we're staying at fits that, only it's a 2-story. And you can see our place that we're staying at the beginning of the video. And it's a nice little place. And everything here would be much nicer if you took 10 degrees off the temperature for the daytime. So we're coming up here on Walmart, and look around here and see if you can see all the businesses that are in this area. There's like a Home Depot and a number of other stores, and Walmart is going to be on the left-hand side in the southeast corner of the light that we're at. And you can only see it if you look closely, and I'm looking at a small screen during this part, so I haven't seen whether you can see it or not up on a larger TV screen. So here we are coming up on our turn, and I believe it's at the Carefree Highway that we're turning left on. And since the video is running straight through, we're going to stop here for about a minute or less and then turn left. And so off on your left-hand side right now is Walmart. And off on the right, where you can see a little building over there, I believe that's the Home Depot. But they may be backed in further, and that may be another business. But these are all businesses on this corner. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you can go right past them and not even see it. Again, this is, I'm presuming, rush hour traffic for them. Because here in Arizona, rush hour is around 7 o'clock. And this is what we're coming up on, is 7 o'clock. Very little traffic. Okay, so we get ready to go here. And just take a peek and see if you can see the Walmart when we turn left here. And just as a side note, this last car runs the red light. That one right there. Okay, truck, sorry. So now we're getting on Carefree Highway, and we're going to lose shoulder here up at the signal light, and it's going to be very narrow. We will have a little shoulder for parts of it. At the very first part of this road, we actually have a wide center lane, so traffic could go quite wide with us, but after a short time we lost that center turn lane, and it was just a narrow shoulder. And same thing here. The homes, because they're spread out, are way back in the distance. And every once in a while you'll catch a glimpse of a home. There's actually only one or two homes right off the road where you can just see them clearly. So here we are going up, and you can see it's listed well, now it just switched to 1%, but it was at 2%. I would say the grade was pretty steady at 2%, but wasn't bad. And you can see we still got a center lane here, so that there's no problem with cars passing us. And again, off to the left is Black Mountain. And what you can't see are all the homes that are built up in this mountain. Some of them have roads that take them up to the house, and just the cost for the road would be an exorbitant fee that most people couldn't afford. So I can imagine what the cost of the homes were there. Okay, so now again, just this is the desert scenery. There's some of these bushes are really high and hide everything, the view off to the right. And that's the reason I chose to go this direction, so I could have Black Mountain, so it could be seen clearer, because we'd be filming everything from further away. So it'll be interesting to see what you can actually see on a large screen versus the teeny screen I'm looking at. So right now we've got about a third of the way up the hill towards our next turn. And maybe it's actually a little more than that. I believe it's after this light where we lose our center turn lane. Maybe not. And you can see there's a home back. And if you don't look closely, you can almost miss that home. Well, it looks like I was wrong. We still have a center turn lane through here. So we're basically now halfway through our ride. And you can see I'm not zooming up this hill. I'm just taking it easy. But I really do hope you can see this scenery much better when it's on a big screen TV, and see how nice it is. And I do recommend that if you come to the Phoenix area, that you take a ride out here, and ride around this area, because this is kind of a unique desert area that has your mountains, your saguaro cactus, and a good blend of everything. Now the interesting part of this is this is actually the height that Tucson is, so that I have several rides downloaded of the Tucson area, the Tucson bike trail, and but that scenery there seems different than here, but I'm assuming it's close to the same, it just seems different. So you can see we've lost the center lane now, and we're riding right on the white line because we don't have a lot of shoulder to ride on, and there's a big dip on the shoulder, so if you just moved over a little bit too much, you might fall over on the bike because the strip there is several inches down and could just catch the wheel. Still, the traffic was fine, and there is sufficient room for the cars to go by, as we just saw, without hitting us. So in just a short time now, we're coming up on our left turn, and it's onto Scottsdale Boulevard. I think technically there's a different name to the left in Scottsdale Boulevard if we turn right. But we'll continue going uphill after we turn left. But when we do turn left, there's a very pretty rock formation straight ahead of us. Now, some of these bushes did come out a little far, and the county or city should come through and trim them back a little bit. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. And there's another house right off to the right. This is the most obvious one. Several homes, I guess. Right? And even if you don't go for a bike ride, this is a very good ride in the car with all the scenery to look at. Hopefully tomorrow we'll go on a little longer ride and go a little further out and make a much bigger one. And we'll see how that goes. So we're coming up on another small business area, but we're going to turn left right up here. And this light that we waited on was a much longer light than I expected. And what we should have done was really picked up the speed to try to make the light, because we just caught the red, and I think this is one of their 2-minute lights. So
I didn't know we were going to have a 4% grade for most of it, and 4 steepest.
we're turning back north, and just after a short distance we pick up a shoulder, and we have a nice shoulder the rest of the way home, or back to where we're staying. You can see we still got another mile or so uphill. Again, the weather shows there at 88 degrees. I know when we quit it was around 88 degrees, and I don't know if that's a little or not. So I have an area out where we live, near Florence, Arizona, in the Santan Regional Park area, that isn't as pretty as this, and that's a ride that I try to take on a regular basis. It's one of the few hills in our area, and it has gentle uphill and downhill like this, and has some really beautiful desert scenes, along with the nice hills off on all the sides, kind of showing a mesa type Sonoran desert. So once we get up to the top, it's a much quicker ride back, even though it still is, looks like about 10 minutes left of the ride. And again, off to my left is Black Mountain, then we just basically circle around And that's what the big loop is that you see on the top end of the screen. It's just that loop. And so this is right around the peak elevation, and our speed is picking up because I think we're going downhill now. So as we get a little closer up here, we're going to be starting to go through the business district again. Only in this case, the businesses are a little more obvious. I'm going to stop right near where some of the businesses are, just briefly, and then we'll finish the ride out. And I'm sure you've noticed that there are no signs anywhere around here. So it's a very clean area for that sort of thing.
No. Just take a drink.
So here's the beginning of the business district, and a little more obvious than on the other side, except for the downtown area where when we turn left, we're pretty much all businesses all along there.
Okay. Oh wait, go ahead.
No, okay.
So in a short time, we're going to turn left here, and once we turn left, hopefully you'll notice we'll be able to see all the metal sculptures that are either being sold or displayed off this street at the various businesses or in the center divide. And then all the unusual things that people are selling at their businesses. Like I say, this is like a tourist town, and I'm assuming that the people rely on that. We did notice that there was there's actually two trucks today selling huge saguaro cactuses in the back. Two trucks, one cactus in each truck. I was kind of curious what they would be asking, what kind of price, but not curious enough to stop. And the other thing I noticed along this route is the cameras that they had on this side of the road could pick up our bikes. Some of those cameras don't pick up the bike as they drive by, but it was picking up our speed. So in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, it showed that we were doing 30 as we passed it. I'm not sure if we've gotten by that one or not yet. I think we did. And in a short time, you're going to see us turn left. And when we do turn left, the cactus are directly to the right that are in the track for sale. And then the business off to our left where we turn left also has a number of unusual items on it display for sale, a lot of sculptures and things like that. So, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, I have more videos on Crime Cycle on YouTube. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like. And if you have any recommendations for the video, please let me know. I appreciate it. And should you have any questions, you can ask me that too. And hopefully we'll see him soon enough to respond. So here we're coming up in the turn, and this is where I mentioned the cactus for sale on the right and the huge display of different things on the left. And then the place we're staying is right on the back, and then straight ahead is Black Mountain. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the road way down there and how steep it is. Have a good day. Yeah, thank you.